Streaming live from the Paul and Catherine Ranke Memorial Studio. This is TV Free Baltimore. Support for TV Free Baltimore comes from viewers like you. Become a TV Free Baltimore member by visiting patreon.com/TV Free Baltimore.
You're watching Maryland Politics here on TV Free Baltimore.
Matt Whitlock, welcome to TV Free Baltimore. Please introduce yourself to our viewers.
My name is Matt Whitlock, running for County Council in Harford County, District F.
Can you inform our viewers where exactly District F is?
Yes, it's in Harford County, representing Perryman, Abingdon, Crestwell, Havre de Grace, Belcamp, Riverside.
Your campaign literature mentions overdevelopment of Harford County. Can you explain to our viewers how Harford County is being overdeveloped and what you would do to slow that development down?
I absolutely can. The developers currently run the county, not the elected officials, and that needs to change to the elected officials running the county and not allowing the developers to do whatever they want. And there's two examples I'll use. Perryman, the developers want to build 7 warehouses, and the residents don't want it. So I'm siding with the residents of the county of what they want, and they don't want the warehouses because the infrastructure cannot support it, and there's a lot of public safety issues. And Perryman holds 30% of the county's drinking water. If that gets contaminated, we can't get that back. And then there's Abingdon Woods. Developers want to build an industrial park, and the residents of Abingdon do not want that either. And yet again, the infrastructure cannot support that industrial park right now.
You also mentioned in your campaign literature that you want to cut taxes, that life is becoming unaffordable in Harford County. Explain that to our viewers as far as taxes.
I'll introduce lowering the property tax, payroll, and income tax. But my overall goal on the county council, I want to push forward a flat tax that would be fair and equal for everyone, and that would be straight 10%. That won't decrease and that won't increase, but there is a shot for it to decrease on how the county is doing.
Your campaign literature says that you want to cut taxes, but you also want to improve infrastructure. How do you balance cutting taxes while at the same time spending more on infrastructure?
We will be cutting the wasteful spending that we have. We'll slash the budget, and I'll also introduce a bill that will cut the county council's salary in half from $42,000 a year to $22,000. And I'll also cut the county council president salary in half as well.
You also mentioned school choice. What do you mean by school choice?
Voucher programs. I also in favor of more trade schools and charter schools. And recently, last year, there's a lot of violence in different schools in Harford County, and students and parents should be able to choose the nonviolent schools to go to, in my opinion.
You also want to help EMT workers out up in Harford County. What's the problem going on with the EMT workers?
They are working with outdated equipment. They don't have enough man coverage as well, and they had to go out of their area to go into another part of the county, which can be 30 minutes away to an hour, and someone could be severely hurt during that time or could die if those EMTs can't get to them or back to their area fast enough.
You also say on your campaign literature that you want to help the environment. What are your plans as far as helping the environment?
More buffers around the water supply, less tree cutting, less toxic runoff to the water supply as well, cleaning up the trash that can go into the water supply in different areas.
The one thing that separates you apart from all the other libertarians that I've had in here, particularly this election season, is that when I go on social media, I actually see you interacting with people from the Republican Party, and they seem to like you and accept you and support you. And I think that this is something that the Libertarian Party needs to do. It needs to reach out to the 2 other political parties and essentially make friends and try to win people over. How are you doing that as a libertarian? Because like I said, I've not seen any other libertarian do this before.
It's all about messaging and how you explain what you want to do and change the county for the better of the people. Because, like I said, I am not bought and paid for by developers or unions. I'll be listening to the people of Harford County.
If somebody wanted to find you on Facebook, what should they search for?
They can go in the search bar and look up Matt Whitlock for Harford County Council District F. And you'll see my picture on there with holding a sign saying, Save Abingdon Woods.
Okay, and what's the story behind that? I've never heard of this before.
Developers want to build an industrial park off of Abingdon Road on Route 7, and the infrastructure cannot support that.
Okay, well, thank you for coming in this evening. I've enjoyed our conversation, and I wish you nothing but the best in the election.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're watching Maryland Politics here on TV Free Baltimore.